Yeah, we're looking forward to a fresh restart, second half of SEC baseball play, traveling to Mississippi State. I think it's Super Bulldog weekend. It'll be a fun experience, a great atmosphere. It always is for that event, much like our A-Day with the best crowds we've ever had. I expect the same going to Starkville this weekend. So looking forward to the second half.
Which I guess this is talk about how you'll set up pitching heading into this series and kind of maybe even what you've learned the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we tried to adjust some things and really not sure we found a lot of answers. And just currently where we're at, our last two game ones of series, I think we got a win versus Tennessee and a one-run loss versus Kentucky. And we'll probably throw Watts again in that first game and get started there. He probably looks a little more simplified in a starting role. He had really done a good job in some relief appearances, but hopefully some adjustments and growth. We'll start seeing him layer a little bit, and we feel like we're competitive in those games. So we'll go Watts game one. We were in a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series last week, so we'll keep, I guess, a full start now that Bauman gave us 4 scoreless innings last week. We'll keep him at a full start and throw him game 2. And hope that was a pretty good outing. I think he could have extended it if he'd have been had been practicing, rehearsing that pitch count longer, but gave us 4 good innings, especially coming from relief and to doing that. And that was kind of a team pick who guys really wanted on the mound and have a start. And Tanner did a good job, so he'll get another opportunity there. And then we'll probably go Myers game 3. Myers is somebody that we've dumped in some of those what you'd call long relief, being one of our left-handers. But the last couple of weeks and was a little slow this week, so his bullpen was a few days later. So we think he can help us best with a couple more days rest, and would probably instead of going TBA, we'd probably announce Carson Myers for game 3.
I know I feel like I ask this question every week, but I mean, how's health-wise? Is just about everybody available, or who's not?
Yeah, probably a little more banged up, Bill, than the last time we mentioned. Positionally, we have basically 3 hand injuries that are kind of day-to-day. We're taking a bigger group, and we take a lot of people like everybody else on these trips. So we'll have coaches and more people probably driving their own cars to get a few more guys on the bus, because I don't think our 27-man roster will be settled till Friday when we have to walk up to home plate. Bobby Pierce, as we've done scans, and his hand, they're very similar injuries, happen different ways, but he's kind of a game-time decision where he can be on the 20-man. He might still be on there. If you saw Tuesday, we used Irish and Pierce to defensive replace, so they can do everything. It's more about the activity of swinging a bat, stopping a swing, etc. With the hand injuries that they have. Ike will definitely swing tonight when we get to Starkville and see. We'll probably just do some tee work with Bobby and see if he can progress and go tomorrow. And also we had a hit by pitch by Mainers, who's been out as well. And I think we've looked under the hood, and they've done CT scans or whatever, the x-rays, and got it to a point of, like, what can the player handle, and, how good can they be in a game? The timing and everything of missing some days. So we'll run around and test these players to see if those 3 guys can be on the 27-man and participate this weekend. So those are the 3 big position players. Myers, I told you that we've held him back a couple more days. Alex Petrovic is a freshman pitcher that had some bone stuff going on and had done a good job and got back healthy, but he's been slowed. He's definitely out this week and won't make the trip to Starkville.
You mentioned second half. What's the key for you guys to start this second half and to try to follow, maybe a similar path that you guys did last year?
Yeah, good heart, good spirit. I really enjoyed Tuesday. Weiss, you guys will speak to Cooper, and hanging in there playing 2 home runs, just good energy in the ballpark the other night, and kind of weather storms of life and just keep playing and keep bringing a good spirit. So that's definitely going to be needed, because we're all we got, especially when you go on the road. So we'll need a good spirit from the guys, and then everybody's got a job to do, and everybody doing their job good, making some adjustments, and some of the same challenges of our pinch points in the competitive moments, and getting a different result. And I think that's more than hope. I think that has to be some thought out, planned out adjustments that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks. And sometimes when you have adjustments in baseball, they don't just manifest themselves, in an instance. Sometimes they take a couple of weeks to grow and take hold and start seeing the fruit and benefit of it. Hopefully some of the things that we've started talking about a couple of weeks ago will start playing out in our favor. So we're waiting patiently, but everybody's got a job to do, and everybody knows how, another SEC weekend, and I'm thankful to have a whole second half to see some of these adjustments and see us getting back to playing good baseball, kind of like we did for a 13-3 start, and getting back to that. It's been a tough run against great teams. We've learned a lot. We've been absolutely, have had challenges along the way, but a good spirit, staying together, but absolutely making some real adjustments to allow us to get back and have a chance to win. If we can get more consistent on the mound, we'll have a consistent opportunity to win, and get the result that we want.
Butch, what has it meant with some of those injuries for guys like Cade Ballou, Eric Guevara, Cale Strickland to step up, and as Cole Edwards may be a freshman that could get more opportunities going forward?
Yeah, I thought that was an exciting piece of Tuesday. I'm glad you bring that up because Guevara looks like he's more and more comfortable. 6 months, and it's one thing to rehab a knee. It's another thing, to start playing ball again. And I think he's getting closer and closer and looking the part. He had a ball fall in the other night early. He had some at-bats where there's some things that he's still working on. Defensively, looks like he's getting more comfortable at third base especially. He had a fair foul ball the other night that he absolutely did an amazing job on and kept playing and showing a good true backspin throw across the field. So it feels like he's growing and growing. Cade Ballou has done some good things in our league the last few weeks, and with the injuries and just with his play has earned more opportunities. I think everybody knows he has every tool necessary and required to have success at this level. And I think this experience that he gets right now is absolutely going to benefit him moving forward. So I think everybody is excited to see the young players. Cale Strickland, he got in a gap there first inning the other night in our big inning. But, the job of a catcher, number one, is to absolutely serve those pitchers and be the backstop and help us run a good game with good energy. And he has great energy, so he's receiving the ball well. Some of our best receiving games from a metric standpoint has been this past weekend with him behind the plate, so he's doing a great job there. And but he's got good bounce, and his dad was a catcher, and I can just see some of that stuff. He looks like he's ahead of his time from a development standpoint, especially when he's back there catching because of his experience and what he's been around his whole life. So those guys, Cole Edwards, we just think he's going to hit. He's still trying to grow defensively, and so maybe that's why Ballou, being left-handed, maybe was a little stronger on both sides of the ball, got an opportunity more. But with some of these injuries and some of these guys out, Cole's the next guy up. And again, we think he's going to be a force and a threat at the plate, and he's continuing to grow and develop as a defender. But just like Tuesday represented, we have no hesitation of putting him in the ball game and thinking he can help us have success.